Well, what do you know, my brothers and sisters? It doesn't get any better than this. Today, in Texas, sulfur dioxide released from refinery causes shelter in place for... I don't know, they didn't finish. Here we go. So let's hear the news.
Trevino.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Simmons in for Reka. It's been a busy day with a lot of breaking news, and we're going to walk you through it all to get you caught up. So first up, the shelter in place for parts of Texas City has been lifted for about an hour now.
Yay!
This afternoon, flaring at the Marathon Galveston Bay refinery led to a shelter in place for nearly 2 hours.
Uh-oh.
Anieli Ruiz has been in Texas City this afternoon talking with emergency officials. Anieli, what do we know right now?
I like how they did that whoosh real quick, fast over to Ellie. Now, Ellie, what do you got to say?
Well, we just spoke to personnel here inside the emergency management office. They tell us it happened at Marathon Refinery at around 12:50. Something inside caused for sulfur dioxide to be released into the air. Now, take a look. We got some video.
Thank God they have authentic footage of whatever is happening there.
That refinery earlier today as the incident was happening.
It just looks like a regular daily smokestack. It doesn't look like any fire or anything like that. I don't know. It just looks like their like daily process of like doing plant work, right? Nothing special here. Just a regular day of plumes of smoke like usual.
Now, the emergency management director here in Texas City tells us sulfur dioxide has an odor of a rotten egg. They were concerned when the wind pushed that into the residential area
You can literally say like a fart in the wind.
of the city. They say they immediately deployed fire department to test the air quality along with other agencies. And once some of the readings picked up the gas in the area, they immediately issued a shelter in place. This was issued for all of Texas City east of Highway 146. The city says they turned on the sirens and sent out emergency alert system
It doesn't look like anything's going on there.
asking people to stay indoors while the gas dissipated.
On this instance, you could see the kind of a white cloud coming out of their incinerator stack.
I'm surprised it's not green.
So we could actually watch it on camera and see where it was going. And just at times the wind would push it down to where it would affect the community. But most of the time it was staying up above the community as it dissipated in the air.
Now, one interesting aspect, when the Office of Emergency Management asks people to shelter in place, they're asking people to turn off their air conditioners to prevent any gases from going inside their homes. Now, in a statement, Marathon said no injuries were reported. They'll continue to monitor the...
Thank God. Now let's see the other one.
I said, I see it.
So, yeah, like a fart in the wind. It never gets old. All right.
Now we want to take you over to Texas City, where a shelter in place has now been lifted after being active for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, the sulfur plant at the Marathon Galveston Bay refinery is at the center of attention. Earlier today, a chemical leak prompted the city's emergency management to order people inside, turn off their AC, and keep windows closed.
Our Liliana Pearson has been following this story since it first broke out. She is now outside live from the refinery. Liliana, emergency management telling us that they first became aware of this potential issue around noon today.
That's right, Texas
Wait, I want to see if they did the... Hold on. Here it is.
AC and keep windows closed.
Our Liliana Pearson has been following this story since it first broke out. She is now outside live from the
they didn't do it for her.
refinery. Liliana, emergency management telling us that they first became aware of this potential issue around noon today.
That's right. Texas City Emergency Management originally told us that it was calls from the community members about a bad smell that prompted them to reach out to the Marathon refinery where they learned about the incident. But since we spoke to them, they said that that's actually wrong. They tell us that Marathon reached out to them around noon.
So basically, the townsfolk were like, did you fart? And they were like, nah, you farted. And they were like, I didn't fart. Did you fart? He's like, nah. You know what? Let's call the refinery. So they called the refinery, and they're like, hello. And they were like, hey, did y'all fart?
today to tell them about an incident, a leak of sulfur dioxide. And the city says even though they knew about this around noon, emergency management says that they didn't start testing air quality levels until those residents started making some complaints about smelling that.
They're like, somebody definitely farted.